He's also thrown 46 interceptions in his career. He'd like to finish with a flourish. Pulled it down and goes down for a loss of about a half a yard with Adolphus Washington near games than any school in the history of college football. These two schools have combined for more than 2,900 games all time. Nova's throw a little bit low. Intended for Andrew Terzilli. The Buckeyes blitz. Nova got it off. Intended for Andrew Terzilli. Coming on the blitz, and Terzilli wasn't ready, it seemed.
Well, it's a good sign for Rutgers. At least he recognizes the blitz and threat. 12 personnel.
Urban Meyer said they'll play a lot of two tight end sets today. They have two very good ones. Nova has a wide open receiver, Andrew Terzilli, for a Rutgers first down. Terzilli, 6'4", 195 pounds.
Well, this is a better job of Gary Nova getting his feet set and getting in rhythm.
Team doesn't mean we're not going to give you a variety of looks, and you see the bunch to the right of Gary Nova. Good catch, but he's short of the first down marker right at the 50-yard line. Leonte Carew. Ohio State coaches think he's going to be a star.
Right here again, just being disciplined in his drop. And a lot of times when you have freshmen linebackers, they get over anxious and excited. And the more he plays, the more experience he gets, the more
shift out of it. Nick Archdiacono, the tight end, set at the right end of the line. Quick hitter to Desmond Peoples. And Joshua Perry made the stop for Ohio State for wins by first-year coach. They were disappointing 6 and 7 last year. Nova threw it out into the flat to Michael Burton, the fine fullback who Ralph Friedgen thinks is an outstanding pro prospect, and he has a first down to the Ohio State 47.
Because he blocks, runs, and catches, and this is a nice call by Ralph. When you have an aggressive defense, Sean, any type of misdirection, play action game, and they do miss that factor in their offense.
And leaned, as Todd said earlier, more heavily on the pass in recent weeks. Nova's pass caught by Leonte Carew for a first down to the Buckeye 36. Duran Grant, the tackle for the Bucks, a 10-yard pickup.
Well, these two have been working together a long time. They were high school teammates. Good timing on a route and good delivery, and you get
Nova, good fake, keeps it and picks up the first down. Ralph Friedgen said last night that Nova's a decent runner. He's really effective when he has to run.
He can, and it helps when you lose contained by number 43, Darren Lee, on the blitz. He's jumping inside, chasing the ball. That is not your job. Your job is to contain the quarterback.
Completion percentage well up, yards per game up. Sets up the screen to Justin Goodwin. Good call by Ralph Friedgen, well executed by the Scarlet Knights, and Rutgers has a first down. Apple made the tackle with help from Chris Worley.
Well, some guys have a knack for calling plays, and Ralph Friedgen does. And when you run a screen on second and long, what you're doing is keeping this defense off balance. So
play action pass. They're going to take a deep shot into double coverage, and it's almost intercepted. Over the head of Tyvis Powell, the safety. With
vulnerability of the Ohio State secondary has been the deep pass. And right here, they're disciplined with Tyvis Powell coming over the top to help Eli Apple.
Nova, given time on 2nd and 10, dumped it down to Justin Goodwin. They got tackled by Joshua Perry. I mean, they're probably enjoying a pizza, so we hope it tastes good and he's enjoying the game. Nova under duress from Joshua Perry. Had to get rid of it.
Sometimes you get the previous game's film and you see what works. Well, the middle linebacker stunt works because Rutgers couldn't pick it up against Michigan and Jake Ryan, and they can't pick it up here against Joshua Perry. A blown assignment by the offensive line, creating a clear path to Gary Nova by Joshua Perry.
Behind Gary Nova. Good catch by Janarian Grant. And the ball comes out as he hit the ground. And it's a touchdown to the Ohio State defense, scored by Eli Apple. Rashad Frazier knocked it away from Grant.
Starts with Darren Lee, and here comes Rashad Frazier, a fresh body off the defensive line, and it looked like that ball was loose before he hit down. Todd?
Yeah, I'm standing right here, right next to him. It really looked like the ball came out just before his knee hit. Now, It'll be interesting to see. I can't see the replay. You guys can see it, but I thought it came out.
Previous play is under further review.
Yeah, I think it was coming out just before his knee hit the ground. Grant made a nice catch.
The safety, but tough like a linebacker. Look how quick he closes on this. Then you have fresh bodies in Rashard Frazier spelling one of the defensive ends, coming in, not quitting on the play, second man in, jars it out. Then when you have pursuit to the football, and I love this, the athletic ability to scoop and score.
Play fake by Nova, going deep down the field, looking for Nick Arcidiacono, and it's on 3rd and 10, the 4-man rush, and they get to Nova. Darren Lee just ran over the back trying to block him and took down Nova for a sack back of the ninth.
Well, Darren Lee right here in the middle of your screen. Desmond Peoples has to account for him, but Peoples throws to no-hitter.
3rd down and 11. Nova running out of time, got away from Darren Lee. And now throws a wobbler. It's on target. Leonte Carew taken across the boundary on the far sideline near midfield. Outstanding play by Nova to keep the play alive.
Well, it starts with the footwork right here. No panic, eyes right back down the field. And Duran Grant, you have to understand where the sticks are and where your threat is. There's nobody in front. You cannot stop your feet. You have to keep gaining depth with the wide receiver.
Nova unloads deep and incomplete. Intended for Andre Patton, sophomore from Wilmington, Delaware. He was Mr. Basketball in the state of Delaware in high school. Duran Grant had the coverage. They're down in 5. Rutgers going for it, down by 28, and they convert. Janarian Grant the catch, and he held on to the ball. It's like a shot from Von Bell. Reception in their win in their last game against Michigan. Nova. Wide open man, far side of the field is Tyler Croft, the tight end. He has a first down inside the 25-yard line.
Tell your quarterbacks to read the corner, throw the corner. What I mean by that, if the corner's deep like Duran Grant, number 12 right there, you throw it.
Started from their own 10-yard line. Far side of the field again to Croft. He was their leading receiver last year, 6 and 7 last year. With Croft as the leading receiver, he's 2 catches today. Nova had trouble with the snap, and it seemed to throw the timing off. You don't want to give Joey Bosa any extra time. And they recruited well in Eastern PA.
That's part of their. See right there, just gets his ankle, and I just want to make the point too, Sean, that we see offensive linemen. It's man.
As the line coach at Rutgers, Mitch doing an excellent job. The throw a little too high for Tyler Croft to handle.
To the offensive lineman for finishing that play. Never quitting.
A wrestling match. Nova through the hands of Grant. Well, he tried to heed your advice and catch it with his hands, and
we'll work on the hands this week. But this is his problem, and once he gets this down, and he will, because he'll work hard at it. But you want to become a complete receiver and a weapon for Rutgers, you have to catch the ball with your hands.
And you watch the Rutgers tapes, and you did, we all did. He drops a lot of balls. Nova. Good win. Banged out of bounds. Joshua Perry and Duran Grant combining. They'll mark it. 5 seconds to snap it. 3rd and 3. A fade, and it is intercepted by Duran Grant. Intended for Leonte Carew.
You have to throw the ball to the back shoulder. The ball's delivered inside right to the corner. Todd, I probably thought he should have thrown the back shoulder fade there.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think part of the struggle on this play was the fact that they were so rushed, and it's so not like Rutgers. They've been so efficient getting play calls in and so efficient in the red zone. They came into this game 91% of the time they were scoring when they got in the red zone. 25th.
Gary Nova running for his life. Positive gain, but short of the first down. Darren Lee chased him down. State scored very quickly, and then the offense goes 3 and out for the Knights.
And it starts with Joey Bosa. The thing he does better than any other defensive lineman on his pass rush, he attacks a half a man.
Ohio State blitzes, pass batted in the air. And it falls incomplete. Michael Bennett, team captains, made the play.
Again, a smart football play, understanding that you're not going to get there, to read the quarterback's eyes and just get anything up in the air with those big paws.
Well, the Scarlet Knight football program. Blitz again. Nova got rid of it. Nice pass behind the intended receiver. John Semmis. Garyon Conley, the freshman, broke it up.
I'm so impressed today with these defensive backs from Ohio State. And this was the weakness of this football team just a few weeks ago. And we've seen today whether they're shadowing in their sometimes in the quarters coverage and
game. Took a trip to Haiti with some of his teammates this past spring during spring break. Then he realized he was going to stop feeling sorry for himself when he saw the real life challenges that are so difficult that so many in his right foot rather than plant his foot in the ground. Ralph felt that delivery put too much strain on his arm. Gary said he's right. His arm feels stronger in the middle of the year than it ever has before, and he has a little more ball. Look out for the blitz from behind. Stepped up to avoid the hit from Eli Apple, but couldn't get away from Joey Bosa. Third Ohio State sack.
And you have to recognize the blitz, and Gary Nova does recognize it by avoiding being hit. But where's the weakness? That's where you have to attack the blitzer side, and he and the receiver have to be on the same page. If you're not, you're in trouble.
Urban Meyer so excited about the future because of the youth of this football team. Nova running for his life. Gets away. Now throws in the coverage, and it is caught by his old buddy Leonte Carew, who just ripped it away from Garyon Conley.
Well, you see the strong hands, and Garyon Conley has a chance to make the play, but you see the ability and the arm strength to get it down there, and the hand strength of Carew trying to rip it off Garyon Conley.
his ability, the strength of Carew's game is really the strength of his hands going up, attacking the football. You see, that's an interception. He's on defense at that point. He just winds up ripping it out and getting a big gain.
40-yard gain. Defensive philosophy, even a couple who were all over the place week to week with different defenses, and then we started to struggle. We didn't really have confidence in anything, but we had never really stuck with much of anything for a while. Hill's a third string defensive tackle out there now for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and Michael does a great job of just continuing the pass rush, split the double team, but going back to Luke, implement it into their program.
Give the players less to think about and implement that philosophy of trying to attack every throw regardless of how short it is. Justin Goodwin yanked down by Tyvis Powell.
First half, so he's pleased with what he's seen today, and it's hard not to be.
Low throw by Nova, gathered in by Janarian Grant.